So let's talk a minute about detoxification and the requirements that DSHS has for people who are going to be licensed and operate as a detoxification facility. And you can read those. I provided the link and you can read those, so I don't want to do that for you. I guess a couple of the things that I just want to point out is the difference in detoxification than residential treatment is that you have to have a medical director who oversees the diagnosing, who oversees the medication, who writes the standing orders for the medication, and you have to have a registered nurse on property for 24 hours a day. You have to have that, and you have to monitor the clients every 4 hours. You'll monitor their vital signs. You'll monitor for mental health issues that might be showing. You have to keep documentation and prove that the client meets DSM criteria from the beginning for detoxification services or substance intoxication. You have to do quite a bit of documentation over and above what you would do at a different level of care. But whenever we're looking at levels of care, detoxification is the very first level of care where not every client goes into detox before another level of care. It really has to do with the diagnostic criteria, whether they meet those. And the medical director is a really important part here. Everyone that works in detox has to have information, whether they're a tech, whether they are a clinician. They don't have to just be medical in a medical professional to have this requirement, but they do have to understand the signs of withdrawal. They have to understand if you accept into the program a client who is also pregnant, then they have to understand pregnancy-related complications when it comes to detoxification. They have to understand transfer protocol and procedures. They have to know how to intervene. They have to understand all of the medications given to the clients for detox, and they have to understand the substances from which the client is detoxing. I believe I already mentioned that they have to do rounds every 4 hours to get the vital signs, any kind of changes in mental status, and I talked about nursing staff needing to be registered nurse. I'll tell you that the Chapter 448 rules, the Texas Administrative Code currently says that it can be an LVN, but I will tell you that that is one of the proposed changes that DSHS is making to the 448 rules. I guess this is a good time for me to throw this in. Our facility and counselor licensure rules in the state of Texas are legislated. So that means that an organization of some sort can't just change a rule because they want to, or with the majority vote of a board or something. They actually have to go through our Texas legislature and be voted in. So that might also speak to the reason that some of the language in our rules is so archaic that we can't simply change something that says chemical dependency to substance use, because we've updated the diagnostic criteria and the language in the field. But DSHS would have to, or someone would have to lobby DSHS for them to change rules, and that protects us. So that's not a negative thing. But you'll just find that many of our documents, as far as the state is concerned, still do appear to be somewhat archaic as far as professional language goes. While I'm teaching that we say substance use disorder instead of chemical dependency or substance abuse or substance dependence, you'll still see all that language in the DSHS documentation.